Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman and Adventures with Rhiannon, Stardew Valley 1.5 Retired Slow Play, part number 36. We are going to take up where we left off, which is day 6 of summer in year number 2. Made a little bit of money last night, so that was a good thing. Get excited about that. We got a little mail this morning, and it's actually Demetrius asking for a pufferfish for 1,000 gold. And some of these, it's like, I don't want to give him a pufferfish, but you're kind of forced into some of these tasks and quests sometimes. So I'm not sure why that is. I know there's got to be a reason behind it. I just am unclear on exactly what it is. So anyway, off we go for the morning chores. And I noticed that we had something that was ready. It was a wine, so I decided to make a strawberry wine. So eventually, I will have a shed full of casks, and they will be full of some very yummy, expensive fruits. So first things first, I always want to say good morning to all the pets. And to do what I'm doing there, you just right click, hold your mouse button down, and just hold it down, don't let go of it, and just kind of move your mouse around where it's close to you. You have to be close to the animal. And what it does is it pets them all. And so we're going to stop and see if we can actually milk the goat. And we did get iridium quality goat milk, so that's pretty cool. And milk our cow. And kind of keep an eye out, see if our pig is big enough yet or going to give us truffles. And we're going to put our milk in our cheese making machines. And there we go. And I'm going to check the big coop, and oh, we have a new dinosaur egg. As you can see now, we've got 3 things of mayonnaise that are making at all the time now, and varying prices of what you get for that depending upon what you put in there. And I'm trying to make sure that I keep one of each quality of those dinosaur eggs. I want to start getting the mayonnaise. I also want to keep creating dinosaurs. So it's kind of right now anyways, it's kind of a balancing act that I'm doing. At the same time, we're trying to get as much money as we humanly possibly can. It's funny, as this game progresses, eventually you have so much money that you don't have anything to spend it on. And at the beginning here, we have so much. We have to prioritize so that we can try to figure out the best way to get going. And it really only has to do with, and the only reason that it matters to me, is that there are 2 important events that happen at the end of this second year. And I'm trying to hit those 2 events. If you don't care about them, and I'm not going to tell you what they are because I want you to be surprised by something and me not spoil everything. But I'm trying to hit some milestones at the end of this second year. So that's why it's important. If it wasn't and you didn't care or you didn't know, either way, and you just wanted to play and not pay attention, then you wouldn't have to be stressed about it at all. You wouldn't have to think about it. You wouldn't have to worry about it. So that's the only reason that I'm mentioning it, is that I've got some of these goals that are very important, and they cost money, a lot of money. So I'm thinking, where did we put our hay? It's like, oh yeah, because hay will grow in the summer and fall. Am I right about that? I hope. Maybe I'm not right about that. I'm not sure. We needed the hay. We need 10 pieces of the same quality, and I finally got it. So I was very happy about that. What I was looking at there, for those who've not played and don't know, is there's a community center, and there's lots of things that we have to do to get the community center reopened, because it was in shambles when Mayor Lewis took us to it and showed it to us early on in our game. He took us and said, oh my gosh, look at this. It used to be a real special place, and now it's not. And so one of the big tasks you have is opening it up. And you need things for that community center. So I was very excited. I finally got 10 of the same quality of hay. I mean, it didn't. You couldn't have 10 different ones, like a regular and a gray star and a gold star. It won't work. So what I'm looking at here thinking, well, one of the best ways to make money, and I know that you're saying she can't be saying that, is to fish. It is now, and it doesn't bother me now, but it sure as heck bothered me big time when we first started because it is so difficult to catch fish. And but later on, when you finally get the best fishing rod, and I like that cork bobber for my tackle, and I like bait, those things make fishing so much better and easier. And so I don't mind so much going fishing when it's easier. It's when it's not easy that it's really a pain. I think anybody that has played Stardew Valley would agree with that. When you first start, it's really a pain in the neck. It does get easier if you stick with it, and it becomes a good source of income for you here while we're getting our farm up and running, and while we're trying to find to kind of get things rolling, I guess I'm trying to say. So I know what I mean to say. All right, we're going to stop in and we are going to see Pierre. One of the things we need for the community center is apples. We need 3 of the same quality apples. And the only way to get apples in present moment is our bat cave that leaves fruit for us. And so far it's given us 1 apple. Or to buy and plant an apple tree. So that's what I did. I bought an apple tree. We're going to plant it. I think, don't hold me to this, I think it takes 1 full season for it to grow and then sprout. And I'm going to put it inside of the greenhouse so that it will grow, keep going during the later, I forget. I don't want it to go through the winter. Ooh, look at that sparklies. By the way, if you hit see sparklies, which we just missed, in the little bubbles in the water, you're supposed to be able to get higher quality stuff if you throw that in there. So anyway, hopefully that I've gotten this apple tree soon enough. I forgot about it, to be honest, and I thought, oh my gosh, I need apples, and I can't keep waiting for the bats to bring me apples. So that's why I bought the apple tree, and you saw how much it was. It was like 5,000 gold, which you can see we don't have a whole lot, so that was a big chunk of our money. But to be able to complete the community center before the end of the year, what the heck is that? I don't know what that is, but we couldn't catch it, so it must have been really good. If we want to be able to get that community center completely open by the end of the year, we're going to have to get that apple tree going and running and give us apples. So anyway, we are fishing. I have 2 reasons for fishing today. One is that obviously money. We need money. And the other one is I'm trying to catch a tilapia. And tilapia is one of the fish that we needed for the community center. So it's the right season, the right location, the right day or time or whatever. There's so many specifics having to do with the fish. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them, it matters. So I thought we could try to catch one of those while we're here. And really be awesome. We could take it to the community center with us when we go turn in the hay or straw or wheat. I know what I meant. Fishing tackle wore out, but as luck would have it, I brought extra. I usually try to make sure that I bring at least 1 extra of my tackle if I can. I knew that one was had almost run out, so I had made an extra 1 or 2. I think I had one already made, and I made an extra one because it really does help a lot. And I am able to catch all of the fish that I need to catch with this setup. Everyone has their own opinion on what works and what doesn't work. And this is what has worked for me. I've been able to catch all of the fish in the game, including some very, very, very special rare fish called legendary fish. Those are, you get 1 per game. Oh, a tilapia. There we go. All right. We can take that to the community center with us. You can see when you hold your mouse over it, it makes the community center or the tree looking icon flash. So we got 2 things for the community center. Awesome. So I was talking about the legendary fish. And again, it only matters, The legendary fish only matters if you're trying for 100% completion, which I'm going to do with this playthrough. That's my plan. I've never completely 100% completed the game. I think my longest playthrough is 11 years, and I really wasn't paying attention to the completion. And until version 1.5, we didn't know what that amount was. But with 1.5, we have this special place we can go, which you'll see eventually, where we can find out how far we've gotten in the game. I've never gotten to 100. I think 87%, something like that. So this playthrough is my intention to get all the way through 100%. To do that, you have to catch all fish. And one of the things is these legendary fish, and I can't remember how many there are, 3 or 4 of them. You have to catch them too. So I was struggling with my other playthrough, and I went to the wonderful forums that I've got listed down in my descriptions, which I highly encourage you to join the forums and join this wonderful community of people that are more than willing to help you. And I asked about this, you know, I'm trying to catch this fish. I know where I'm supposed to catch this fish. I can't catch this fish. Everybody gave me suggestions and tips, and I found it really interesting that so many of them, so many of them had differing opinions, and there are people that had played forever and had caught that legendary fish. So I tried some of their suggestions, and I wasn't having any better luck. So I went back to this particular setup of having bait, regular bait, and the cork bobber, and I was able to catch that legendary fish, which was the last fish I needed to catch in the game for completion. So I figure if it worked for that, it should work for anything else that I need to catch. So that's why I play the way that I am. That's my setup for my fishing. And it takes a while to get to this point because that fiberglass rod is not free. It's not cheap. And so it took money. And of course, bait, you have to get bait, you need to get the bug meat. And that's from a certain... but creatures give bug meat that make the bait. So there's certain things that you need to get, and that's one reason why I saved bug meat from the beginning of the game until I was ready for it. You can see there that I saw that treasure chest, and sometimes I get greedy. I love it when it works out though, because if you get a really tough fish that you're trying to catch and you get greedy and go for that, oh look at that, a nautilus shell, a nautilus fossil that needs to go to the museum. So that was exciting. It's like, cool. It's like, oh, why don't we grab a few things while we're here? So I was very excited to see that. So you can fish up things that need to go to the museum. It makes sense to not have your fishing rod in your hand when you're sitting on the sandy beach. So I thought I would run over to this little island here on the side and always try to come over here on a regular basis because I want to pick up the coral. I use coral, and I think is it oak resin? I think it's coral and oak resin makes deluxe speed grow fertilizer, which increases the speed of your crops. I think it's by 25%. So it cuts off a significant amount. I'm not giving Demetrius a pufferfish. Not right now, anyway. So 25%. So that's a significant amount. So right now, the only way to get coral is on the beach, and so it's a good idea to check it. I think I read that you should always check it after rain, so it makes sense. So we're going to turn in the tilapia that we had, which is the specialty fish bundle. You can see I need a pufferfish for that. I'm sorry, it's the ocean fish bundle. I misspoke. And we completed that bundle. So that's awesome. We'll get some kind of prize for that. And 5 warp totems to the beach. So those totems will let us go directly there. You can see we're 2 fish short, a sandfish and a pufferfish. That's all we need for the aquarium. And then we will be completely done with the fish tank. And kind of going through here and saying, what else do I need? I need a red cabbage. I need those 4 things right there, 3 of which I can make. And I need, there you are, there. That's where the, it's a bulletin board item. So I had to go to the bulletin board and turn in the hay. And you can see that leaves 3 apples. And they got to be the same quality. So We are so close. Remember where we first started? It's like, oh my gosh, we're so close to opening up this community center, which is a big deal, a big accomplishment in the game. It's a huge quest part, I guess I should say. And none of them are quests, but things to do. And let's see here, where are we going? We're going back to the house. It's too late to turn in that nautilus shell at this point. In our last episode, I tried that wild bait. I think it's called wild bait. And it was very interesting results. I was able to get, oftentimes I was able to catch 2 fish at once. And I was like, wow, it's a good time saver. Especially if you're fishing just for the purpose of getting money. It's a good bait to have. I like my regular bait. It catches, it makes them get on there faster, I guess. I don't know. I've never really used the wild bait before, but that was a really interesting experiment on the last episode. If you haven't watched it, go back and check it out. And while I'm going through my fish and trying to see what to keep, what to give away, and what to sell, I just want to give my plug here. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I really would appreciate it if you would. It really does 2 things. It lets YouTube like me better, and therefore they will show my videos to more people. And the other thing is that it really does help me feel like that I'm doing something that other people find interesting and worthwhile. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button for me. I truly appreciate it, as I appreciate all of my subscribers. You're also welcome to make comments. I try to respond as much as I can, as often as I can. So please do that as well. And if you like my videos, hit that like button, because again, it helps you to like me better and gives me validation. So I'm tossing all the things that we don't need into our shipping bin. And let's see what we got here. The warp totem. And we got a geode and an olive shell. So we got a little bit of work to do on the farm today. We need to go plant that tree. I'm looking for if we've got any oak resin. I can't remember. That's maple syrup. Kind of checking my trees down here and what I've got where. We really got to work on these trees soon. I say that every time, but I'll get around to it. So we got 4 jars of something that's ready. And let's see what we got. I hate to run out of cauliflower because it's easy to do. I want to make sure I leave enough cauliflower so that I can use it next year, so we don't have to buy so much. So I'm just looking at my fertilizers and thinking, okay, what do I need? I was going to make tree fertilizer, but then I realized it doesn't work on fruit trees. So while I can make it, and that'd be great for when I start planting the trees that I want to plant and I want them to grow in a certain place, we can make that fertilizer, but it doesn't work on fruit trees, which really is a bummer. So anyway, I went ahead and broke down and grabbed the cauliflower and see what we got. Yes, we had already had pickled cauliflower in those 4, so that's awesome. Good money right there. So let's go plant this tree in the greenhouse. And eventually I will have all fruit trees, and planting a tree in here is simple as clicking on it and planting it. Boom, it's done. It's planted. So that is so simple. I just wanted to show you that's how it happens. And again, you can't put fertilizer. It's kind of the way it is. We're going to tuck away the maple syrup that we've got. I'm holding on to all of it. I can't remember what I need for what, for crafting purposes, so I'm going to hang on to it. But we can't toss away those pickled cauliflowers. And I'm trying to decide if there's anything else that I can do. And yes, there is. Let's keep those, the charcoal kiln and the furnaces cranking and making us those bars. I said this many times. I'll keep saying it again and again, not because I have short-term memory, but I just wanted to tell you, because I've done this to myself, if you are not making those bars and keep it going, it's going to come a time where you need X number of bars and you don't have them because you haven't processed your ore. So keep that ore processing. Very important. And I forget a lot, so I'm talking to myself. Oh, let's see here. Oh, yeah. Since we used one of our cork bobbers, I thought I'd go ahead and make another one, and just to have in storage, because I don't want to have to, it saves time if I do it now when I'm not doing something else. And it wasn't quite bedtime. I tend to be someone that goes to bed early. I know some people stay awake until they drop and fall asleep somewhere or barely make it inside their house. I'm the opposite. It's like if it gets to be dark, I really want to get back to the farmhouse and get to bed. I can't see very well anyway, even though I've got glow ring on, and it's some places are really hard to see. So I want to be home and go to bed at a reasonable hour. Harvey goes to bed at 10. So we made 48.66 last night, and look at that pickled cauliflower, how beautiful. That strawberry wine was $3.60 for one bottle of wine. That wasn't too bad. And so it is now day 7 of summer and year number 2. I always like to say good morning to Harvey every single day. Eventually I'm going to be able to have things that he loves that I can give him. I just don't have any of those items right now. But in replace of that, I want to speak to him every morning if I can. And I'm going to come down here and look at that. I've got some hot peppers ready. Hot peppers are one of those plants that once you plant them, they give you multiple harvests. So I love that. And you can use peppers in cooking. You can also pickle them as well. So I'm kind of looking here, and I wanted to see what do I have and how much I have of things, because I noticed that I've got some holes right there that I can plant some stuff. I also need to hoe. Did not mean to have that pun at all. So I'm going to go ahead and plant the melons, and because I have them, and I want to do as many melons as I can. Melon is what I call my summer main crop, because that wheat was ready finally. I was like, oh good. So that's my summer main crop, because you can it's just what am I trying to say? The amount of money you make off of it is very, very good. So I like having that as my main crop. Eventually, when we get this all planted out, and I'll have different kind of sprinklers and some special other things going on here, when it's all laid out, my main crop in the summer is melon. And I try to get at least 2 plantings, if at all possible, because of how long they take to plant. And but we're only the 7th day of the year, so we're doing fine. There's some wild honey. After we have more room and start making more space for things, I'll eventually have maybe 8 or 10 beehives there. And you always want to plant flowers around the beehives. It makes the honey more valuable. But right now we've got those 2, and that's fine for now. We got so many things. I like having multiple revenue streams, which is a term used in real life business. So in a business, you might have 4 different ways you're making money. And oh, there's a truffle. Thank you, pig. There's Piglet. So you might have 4 different ways they call it revenue stream. That means 4 different ways of bringing money into the business. And so on my farm, I like to do the same thing. I like having money come from more than just one source. Oh, we got a new baby lizard. Check that out. And look at the name that defaulted to. No. Who would call a lizard or a dinosaur? No. That doesn't make any sense. But it did make me laugh. I thought, no way, no pun intended. So let's call this one Tricer. I'm going to have to double check to make sure I don't have duplicate names. You can duplicate your names, and that is just not cool. I've done that before. One time I love goats, and eventually I'll have a whole bunch of goats. And I think I had 3 goats by the same name. It's like, oh my gosh, how could I have done that? So I keep a Microsoft OneNote where I keep track of their names so that I am not duplicating the names. So anyway, picking eggs to fill our mayonnaise machines. I like it that we're having 3 now. We have enough animals that are bringing enough eggs in that we can keep them cranking. And the chickens do eggs every day. And the ducks do eggs every other day. By the way, since baby was born, I put a new egg in there. And I can't remember how often a dinosaur does. You can see Piglet is currently valued at 80,000, and we are eventually going to sell Piglet, but because I really only needed the one truffle, which I need to turn into the community center, and I hate having pigs. Oh, I hate having pigs. I don't think they're cute, for one thing. I hate their snorting noises, and I hate looking around for the truffles. So I just don't like them. So they are not going to be something that I have hanging around. But as you see, we needed it for the community center, so we've got our truffle that we needed for the community center. So, but for now, we're going to hang on to Piglet for a while. We don't need to sell him right away. So just kind of going through everything I had and making sure I've got everything organized for what I'm going to pop into the shipping bin, as well as what we're going to be doing and what we're going to be taking into town. We need to take that geode in, need to take that nautilus shell in, and the truffle in. So it's like, okay, pop, pop, pop. There you go. Money, 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 money. We like money. We'll see what that brings us in the morning. So cool. Into town we go. The museum is another one of those things that you just keep finding these artifacts, and it tells you to take it to Gunther at the museum, and eventually you will fill that museum up, and you get rewards for that. And you get rewards along the way too. But it's again one of those things that something to work towards. I was seeing that someone was saying on the forums that they get bored and quit by wintertime, and they've never played past that. And I thought, oh well. I think these goals that you have of the community center and the museum and trying to make best friends with everyone, I think all of those things for me give me a reason to keep going. So to me, those are the motivate. That's my motivation, is to try to do those things. So again, it's gently led. It's not. It doesn't tell you have to do this by a certain time. It doesn't tell you anything. It's a very much sandbox open world. Very, very much so. So again, you could ignore those things, or you can make your own personal goals and things, which is what I end up doing. If I'm going to go to the museum, I always stop in to see Clint first if I have geodes, because sometimes he will give you something that you can take to the museum. Even with these smaller plain geodes occasionally, but not very often. And earth crystals are always good. You can use those in crafting. In fact, I think we've used them a couple of times. So we want to save those. There's certain ones that I want to save and will indefinitely always save them. There's other ones that I'll just save a few and I'll sell them. So let's see. It doesn't matter where you put things, and it doesn't matter which ones you're still missing. Eventually you'll find it. I did find one time a screenshot of a full museum, and I have to be honest, I reorganized my entire museum so that I would have to see what I was missing and what I was looking for, which is absolutely silly. It truly is silly, because it's like you need one item. What difference does it make? You don't need to know what it is. You're not going to find it anywhere different than you would find anything else. The artifacts are random as far as which ones you find. So that's as far as I know. Could be wrong. By the way, I do have a twitch in my finger, and sometimes I leave my finger on my mouse button, and I should not do this. And what happens is, oh, don't bounce. Please don't lose it. I lost it both. I got greedy and lost it both. Anyway, my finger will twitch sometimes, and it pulls my bobber back, and I lose my bait. So it's not a good idea to have a twitchy finger laying on your mouse. So anyway, I hate it when I do that. I also hate it when I try to get greedy and want that treasure chest when I got a fish that's a little bit hard to catch, because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to lose the fish and the treasure chest. And here I'm just not doing very well. Like, what the heck? What the heck, Rhiannon? Come on. You're a better fish. Look what we got. We got a pufferfish. We got a pufferfish. And I will be honest, I did look it up, in the wiki on where could I find the pufferfish, what season, and what time of day. So that's why I'm searching. What's one reason why I'm fishing. I'm fishing here for money, obviously. But I also wanted to get that pufferfish. And I really need two now. I need one for the community center, and I need one for Demetrius, because some reason he thinks he needs a pufferfish. Don't know why. Demetrius has interesting requests of items that he wants. I love the differences between what people want. And my bait. I ran out of bait. Oh. The bait that I'm using, the only thing it really does is it helps them get on the hook faster. But that's really all that it does. But, you know, it's a good time saver. If I've only got a certain amount of time to fish, then I want to catch fish faster, obviously. Hey, come here, fish. The amount that the fish jump like that, whether they go up and down or jerk up and down, is the difficulty of the fish. So easy fish, they'll just kind of lay around and they don't easy. Look at that, it was kind of tough. So I did catch a second one. So now I have one for the community center and I have one for Demetrius. Check that out. And he said he would pay us like 1,000, I think he said. So that's 1,000 gold right there. We'll take it to the bank. We need the money and I'm out of bait. It's like, oh, we're gonna have to do something about that bait problem. And I just left my tilapia on that top row because I like to see the new fish that are coming in. And just to kind of watch it fill up. I like to watch my backpack fill up. Especially when I'm diving for money. And we got ourselves a tuna. I guess Elliot and Lewis find my fishing incredibly engaging for some reason. They're just standing there like, okay. Come on, stay on there, fish, whatever you are. This one's jumping around a lot. So maybe it's a good fish, huh? We're gonna get you. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't you dare. Ah. I get excited when one's jumping around like that. It's like, oh, that's got to be a good fish, whatever it is. But when they jump around a lot, they stress me out. No. All right. Got it. And another pufferfish. All right. We had 3. Oh my gosh. Prior to today, we had 0. So that's cool. All right. 1 for the community center, 1 for Demetrius, and 1 for me. We will take them all. Cool. Red mullet. Right now we're getting gold star. Mostly. I like iridium star because of the value. They are worth more. And since we're fishing for dollars, worth more is a good thing. You're probably wondering, why in the heck am I fishing next to that rock? And the answer is no reason. I just like fishing next to that rock. I don't know why. I mean, I'll fish other places often, but for some reason it's one of my favorite places is that rock. And then there's no reason. It doesn't give me any higher chance that if I walk down 2 steps and was fishing off the edge, it really doesn't matter. But I don't know. In my mind's eye, it's deeper right there by the rock. It's a deeper blue. So I don't know. I have no idea. 0 idea. Well, see you, Lewis. Have a good day, dude. Don't know where you're going. See, it's 4 o'clock and Lewis just went somewhere. So all of the characters have schedules in this game. And if you're looking for someone in particular, like you're trying to give someone a gift, you can either just know their schedule and go find them. Or if you want, you can go to the wiki listed in my description. I have the link to the wiki, and you can just search for instance, Lewis, and it will tell you everything about Lewis. It will tell you what his hated, neutral, liked, and loved gifts are, and it will give you his schedule based on the time of year and sometimes the day of the week and sometimes on rainy days. Sometimes they have like 2 or 3 different variances on their, like a rainy day, for instance. Hey Willie, how's it going? So that way you can go find somebody easier than just wandering around and looking for them. Or if you want to, wander around, look for them. That's fine. It's just sometimes easier, faster for me just to go right to the wiki and find somebody that I'm looking for in a particular reason. And for some reason, I don't know why, this entire episode, I was constantly hitting that fishing rod button and casting my fish into the sand. I am not sure what in the heck was going on when I was playing this. It's just, I did it over and over and over again. It's like, oh my gosh. So again, we're checking our little island over here, and I wanted to double check and see, again, relationships are important, and hopefully by the end of, I would say the end of winter of this particular year, I want to have a minimum of 5 people with 8 hearts, or maybe even more than that, maybe 10 people. So I'm going to be working on that and getting going on it and try. You hear me say that all the time, don't you? But it's the truth. When I say it, I totally intend it. It's like, I want to say hi to Meru real quick. Again, just even speaking to someone gives you a little bit of relationship points. So that's always a good thing to do. Even if you don't have gifts for them, you just want to say hi. So we've got a pufferfish that we could turn into the aquarium area here. So yay! That's the quality specialty fish bundle. I gave the lowest quality one. It doesn't matter which one you give, so I did the lowest quality, and I'll save the highest quality ones for giving Demetrius one, and then I have one which I could either save or sell. But anyway, community center, the lowest quality, unless it wants specifically like 5 gold star quality, whatever. So, well, hello there. How are you doing, Miss Robin? And I don't know what she's talking about. Demetrius is oftentimes standing over here by the side of the mountain. It's called the mountain lake, I think. He's often there. But I wasn't sure where he was, and so I ran up there real quick to see. Now look at the time. 8 o'clock. At exactly 8 o'clock, they locked the door to the house. So if I had gone there first instead, I would have been able to have seen Demetrius and giving him his pufferfish. But because I went to the side first and wasn't paying attention to the time and didn't know what time they closed, like, oh my gosh. It's okay. He'll be there tomorrow. I'll be somewhere tomorrow, and I'll be able to give him his pufferfish and take the $1,000 for it. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, we got something, a preserve done. So let's see. Yeah, we'll go to the standby cauliflower. We make so much money, it's so hard to choose something else. But I really need to switch because, and I'm just double checking these red cabbages. We need to switch to other things because I don't want to use them all up. And let's see, I'm going to keep one of those pufferfish to give to Demetrius, and I'm keeping the other one in my storage. I'm double checking the quality to make sure I have at least one of the highest quality of each fish. So the other ones I can sell. So eventually I'm going to start keeping like 5 of everything, but for now, because we need the money, I'm going to go ahead and sell things. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, we've got a few things that we can sell, so that can help. So let's see, cauliflower and that thing and that trash and that and that and trash and trash. It's okay. We'll see how much we got for all those items. We've got some resources that we need to put away. Put our fishing stuff away. Our lack of bait, which we don't have. It's like, what do I have? Oh yeah, I knew there was something. I knew I had a mineral. That's considered a mineral. Put the clay away. We haven't really used much clay, but we will eventually. So again, Stardew Valley has created hoarders of all of us. So we are hoarders to a huge magnitude. It's like, click off of that thing before we accidentally eat it. I don't think it's a good idea to eat pufferfish, do you? I don't think it is. I was checking to see if I had the recipes for the 2 foods that I need to take to the community center, and one was those was it maki rolls? A maki roll. I need to make a maki roll, and I need rice, of which I do not have any rice. And the other one was just a fried egg. So I'm going to have to remember to go to see Pierre's and pick up some rice. And eventually I may get a mill that you can mill your own wheat and make and get rice. Or no, I don't know how you make rice. I can't remember. But I like to make some of my own stuff like that instead of buying it. I know it wasn't quite 10 o'clock. I wanted to go to bed. I wanted to see how much money we got. And 4,600. Pickled cauliflower, mayonnaise, duck mayonnaise, cheese, dinosaur, mayo. Nice. Dinosaur mayo, $9.60 per. Now, granted, you don't get them every day. I understand that. But it's hard to not look at that and think I should do dinosaur mayonnaise. That's why I do. I know that's silly. So now we're on day 8 of summer, year number 2. We'll run over here and say good morning to our husband, Harvey. Try not to hit him with the axe or the hoe that I have. Say good morning to him. We're up at 29,410. And let's see. Get our stuff for the morning chores. Hello, kitty cat. I am not positive if your cat's relationship or your pet's relationship goes down if you don't continue to water them and pet them. So if you happen to know, let me know. Otherwise, I will keep petting my cat and keep watering that bowl. Aside from role-playing reasons, I don't know if there's any reason to continue doing it once they are already at max heart, which we had gotten a message much earlier that we were at max hearts with our pet, which is, again, that's for completion. So I wanted to make sure that that was the case. You don't have to have a farm pet. Just try not to break the gate. We don't have to have a farm pet. I like to have them. And I always choose cat. I love both. I had one wonderful dog I had for 15 years. Her name was Manda. She was a Yorkie. And she was my best friend for 15 years. And then I've also had cats pretty much my entire adult life. I've had a cat. And I currently have 2 long-hair Siamese. And you are occasionally going to hear them because they are very demanding of attention, these guys. Like I said, I've had cats pretty much my whole life. And these guys, I've never had cats that beg for my attention all the time. They're either right next to me, following me around, hollering at me all the time. I'm constantly up here checking to see if my tree is growing and see if everything's okay. Everything seems to be okay. Yeah, let's see. Anyway, I'm sorry I got off on my kitty cats. I talk about them a lot. I post some pictures here of them sometimes. All right, red cabbage. Red cabbage. Red cabbage. You know how important that is? We needed a red cabbage. Yes, sirree. And we just got some radishes too, so that's good. What I'm doing is looking at the garden and saying, is there anything I've missed that I should be harvesting? I hate it when I harvest everything and then I look around and there's one thing I missed. Ugh. You hold your mouse on the red cabbage and you can see the community center icon is flashing. It's saying, yes, you need this. So awesome. I'm so excited. Red cabbage is a very good crop to have. They are another high value crop for pickling. So we may have to do some of those just to do some comparisons. And we've got our radishes. Is that our first? Yeah, those are our first red cabbage and our first radishes. So awesome. Getting our summer crops down. You saw that we got a duck feather and it's an iridium quality duck feather. That's a very good thing. Those things are so valuable. Hopefully I'll remember to show you in the morning when I wake up and say, hey, look at that. I mean, holy Toledo. So we're going to throw that in there. We need the moolah. Again, eventually I'll hang on to some of these things, but for now I've got one in my chest in case someone requests a duck feather. So anyway, I thought for a minute and said, okay, what do I need before I go to town? Started to head out and then realized, oh, wait. I have got some empty holes over here. So let's fill them up with our wonderful melon seeds. Fill it up. Awesomeness. The trellis on the side is hops. You can't walk through trellises, so I really don't like doing crops that have to be grown on a trellis. But I wanted to grow some for the purpose of making beer, because it does sell for a good amount. I know why people do it, and sometimes people fill sheds with it, but there's certain things that I just can't make myself do. So, for instance, making beer. I hate beer. I'm one of the few people, I think, in the world who hates beer. I hate the taste of it. And I've tried it multiple times throughout my life, and I never found anything that I can stand at all, even a sip. So I think that's one reason why. Having said that, I also have a huge aversion to mayonnaise. I can't stand mayonnaise. I can't clean it up. And if my husband gets the mayonnaise jar out to make a sandwich or something, he's got to put it away. I can't stand to touch the jar. Now, I'm pretty sure that comes from childhood drama. A vacation my family was on when I was about 12 years old or so. And hang on a minute, I'll finish my story after I turn in this red cabbage. Hang on, hang tight. Not that one, not that one. That one, that's a dye bundle. Yay! All right, what do we get? Another seed maker. Awesomeness. Awesomeness. I'm so excited. Okay, back to my story. So my family was on a vacation, and my mom had put sandwiches in a cooler, and we had gone to a place that I think it was called Frontierland, and I think it was either in Kentucky or Tennessee. I can't remember which. So we had our car that was loaded down with this cooler, and for lunch we had it was bologna. Thank you for that 1,000, by the way. We had bologna and mayonnaise sandwiches for our lunch, and my dad had ham sandwich for lunch because he liked ham. The rest of us got bologna. So at lunchtime we all ate. That night, all of us, except for my dad, got food poisoning. We were all so insanely sick in the car. My dad had to find a hospital to take us to it. It was horrible, horrible experience. And I'm sure that plays into it, but I can't. Sometimes there's been times where I've accidentally gotten a sandwich with mayonnaise on it. I know it immediately and I won't eat it. It's so disgusting. Now, having said that, I don't seem to have a problem making mayonnaise in this game. So I don't know what's the difference between that and beer. Beer is a really good money maker. So I don't know where my insanity comes from. You tell me. Anyway, back to the game. It's time to go to the mine, and we are going to go mine some bug meat. And I know that those little white, they look like worms sort of, and the ones that fly, those are those give you bugs, and I'm sorry, bug meat, and I know that they are around floors 15 to 29, I think it is. So again, I didn't find that out because I remembered, believe me. I had to look it up because I wanted to make sure that I was going to the right place. So again, once you're done with the mine and you've made it all the way to the bottom, there are reasons to go back. Ore is obviously a big reason, but other resources, in this case, bug meat, which is what I'm looking for. So once I see that there's no more bugs around, I'll just go ahead and go down to the next floor instead of wandering around. And I like to keep the item I'm looking for, in this case bug meat, I keep that in the main of my inventory bar so I can see it. And there's a rice shoot. Awesome. And not only do the white bugs, but these little flying ones also give you bug meat. They don't bother you if you don't bother them, if you don't run into them. Well, look at that. That guy gave me a cherry bomb. Thank you so very much. They don't bother you, but they do give you bug meat a lot of the time, and so I definitely want the bug meat. So I'll go ahead, and I hate to kill them, but you know, they're bugs, right? Pretend they're an annoying moth. Then it doesn't feel so bad. And usually when I'm on a run like this, I'll go ahead, if I see like a copper ore node like that, I'll go ahead and grab it because we'll need it. We need all of the ores, all of them. So you might as well get it when you see it. You know, otherwise we're making copper ore runs. But we can get 2 birds, 1 stone. Oh, I hate these slimes. I hate these guys. But again, we need slime. As you can see, I've been using it as a resource. Oh, look, 3 bugs and a flying bug. Awesome. We're up to 11, 12. That's awesome. And I think we'll have to see when we craft it. I'm pretty sure that each piece of bug meat makes 5 bait, I think. We'll have to wait and see. I'm pretty sure it does. You know, so there's 12. That's awesome. I've got the game volume turned way, way down so you couldn't hear that flying bug was coming. I knew it was coming. It's like, okay, where is it? Oh my goodness, we are just getting a ton. It's awesome. By the way, if you don't kill those things fast enough, they turn into a flying one, and then of course they're harder to kill and they can hurt you more. So it's always a good idea to try to, once you get started on them, keep going. By the way, you've noticed that my health is still up, and I haven't eaten any food or anything. And I believe the reason for that is I do have a vampire ring on, and what it does is if you hit something and it does you damage, it actually fills up your health. Not fills it up, but it gives you some of the health from killing whatever it is. So you can see that I'm actually getting hit both by that crab shell thing and that flying bug thing, but my ring helped me get my health back. So it's a really good ring to have. And to be honest, I have absolutely no idea where it came from. Oh my gosh, look at this. We're getting so much bug meat. This is awesome. A little bit of slime along the way too. And let's turn over this minecart and pick up some coal while we're at it. Oh, and an earth crystal. This was a good floor. Was it number 18? Whew. Obviously, each floor is a little bit random in what you get, so it's kind of cool when you get one that gives you so many resources of what you're looking for, and then some, so that's pretty cool. We'll take it. So at this point, I'm looking for stairs. It's 5 p.m. We got plenty of time. Ah! There we go. Thank you. We got plenty of time. It's not too late. And again, you see me not using bombs very much. And I don't like bombs particularly. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, randomly you'll get a floor like this that has these annoying skull creatures. And I hate them. I truly hate them. And in full disclosure, I have to tell you that I got stuck and had like maybe 5 of them attack me, something like that, at the same time, and they killed me. And I would have lost 5,000 gold plus about 600 worth of items that got taken. Now, you know, when I first started playing, I didn't realize that you could reload your game. As long as it only saves overnight is the only time your game saves. So if something like that happens, all you have to do is not sleep and just reload your game, and it starts the day over. So in full disclosure, that did happen to me because I was like, I'm not losing 5,000 gold on this stupid level. So, and I didn't want you to have to see it. So occasionally I will do that. If I do have a death or something, I'll show you, but I saw no reason to show you that I actually did this day over twice. It's just, and I did it exactly the same way that you just saw. I played it the same. Look at that thing. It's just, really? No. Autumn's Bounty. Yes. Thankfully, I brought a plate of food with me that filled my health. But that wasn't how it turned out the last time. Oh, I was so angry. So I don't need, some of those things, I don't know about you, but I don't like watching people play where they have to reload a number of times. That's not interesting to me. So that's why I don't really I don't think you need to see it either. I'll tell you about it sometimes, like this time. I told you that this level was so annoying to me because I died. It was so frustrating, but... Anyway, these bombs that we've been getting are coming in kind of handy here. kind of speeding things up. It is getting a little bit late. It's like 8:40 p.m., which isn't horribly late, but I definitely don't want to get home too late. As soon as I saw the stairs, I thought, let's take the stairs. I had no desire to go to the next, into the middle of that level, and for whatever reasons, no reason. And let's see what we got here. Always looking for fiber, because that's going to become something very important. In fact, eventually I'm going to be growing fiber. It's so important. So in this early stage of the game, very important, save everything. You don't know for sure what you're going to need, and fiber becomes one of those really important things. And another one of these very undesirable levels. I hate these levels. And it's like they don't show up, I don't think, until after you've made it to the bottom of the mine, and that's when they start showing up. So I thought, okay, let's use one of the bigger bombs, try not to blow myself up, which I have been known to do, and let's take the stairs ASAP. It's 10 o'clock, it's getting late. It's like, maybe we can find some stuff real quick. Come on, there's gotta be bugs around here somewhere. That's what oh, and I got a geode. Okay, patience is good. I get a geode and some mixed seeds. I'm probably going to be hanging on to those mixed seeds because they become important. Again, another one of those things we need later. And I don't think it's a major spoiler for me to tell you things like that. I'm not telling you what it's used for. I'm just telling you that it's something that you need. So hang on. It really, I mean, seriously, you really should hang on to everything until you find out what it's for. And therefore you can hang on to, be a hoarder and hang on to everything. Of course, you'll end up with chests all over your farm. But that's just kind of the way it is. And I got a stairs, and this area, it says infested. I should leave. But I got a secret note out of the deal, so that's cool. And it's infested with slime, so that's okay. We need the slime anyway. We've been using some, so we need to replenish our supply. But cool on the secret note. We like that. It tells us special things. All right. Oh, these big giant ones. Oh, look at them. Ah! Yuck. A lot of times when you hit those big ones, they turn into a whole bunch of little ones. And then I noticed, my gosh, look at the time. It's 12. So, let's head for home. Go to the bus stop. Love those bus stops, man. We can get home fast. We've had a very productive day in the mine. 22 bug meat. And that's there. See that right there? It looks like that we have to go across a bridge and go up somewhere. So we need to look at that later and figure out what it's showing us. I love those things. It's so much, that's such detail in this game that I absolutely adore, is little details like that. It's like, oh, a treasure map. I remember when I was a kid, I actually made a treasure map for my siblings, and I made it, I used a piece of paper, but I used a brown crayon, and then I kind of went over it and colored it and folded it over and over and made it look very, very old, and my siblings thought there was a real treasure map. I was the oldest, so I could fool them like that. Oh, it's so funny. I hope they're probably not even listening. None of them, I think, watch these videos, so they're lost because I just told them a secret from our childhood. So maybe I'll give them a hint and say, you really should go listen to Stardew Valley episode number 36, where I talk about a super childhood secret. Maybe that'll get them to watch, so I don't know. I'm the gamer in the family, the big gamer. Everybody else, you know, little games, but nothing like this. Anyway, we're getting very, very close to the end of our day. You can see I put the other seed maker over there. That's going to really come in handy in the fall when we're making seeds for our next season. I'm going to pop that in there, and we are going to get to bed, and that's going to end our episode. Thank you so much for following along. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. But the most important thing is I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day.